Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Generation X Mama Lord, guys. I am so happy to be here live streaming with you guys today. So I wanted to just have a conversation with you guys, and this is a conversation that I just felt in my heart that I needed to have. And hopefully this will bring an eye opening to some of the reactors who are reacting on this young lady. And because I watch her videos, and my heart really goes out to her. And you might say, if you are familiar with her, if you're not, then you can go over there to her channel and watch her. you know but she is a single mother of 10 beautiful children. And in the midst of being a single mother of 10 beautiful children, they were removed from her custody. And it's been 30 something days, maybe 32 days, or somewhere around then. So 32 days ago, they were taken from her custody and they were placed with family and friends. And you know, one thing I will say, I would not ever wish on no one. I am a mother myself. Not only am I a mother, I am a grandmother. I am an aunt, you know, and I would never ever wish for no one to have their children taken out of their custody. So my heart really goes out to her. And I know some of you may say, why? Because I know a lot of you think that she's a bad mother, and everything. A lot of people think that she's just a bad mother. She's not a good mother, but I, again, playing devil's advocate, really don't feel the same because watching her, I just couldn't understand in the beginning, you know. So let me give you a little backstory on her. She is, like I said, a single mother who wants to have a YouTube career, an internet career. She wants to be an influencer through YouTube and through TikTok. And she did most of her uploads and her videos on live stream on TikTok, right? She did most of her live stream on TikTok. So when she did most of her live streaming on TikTok, she was just on there, showing people her life, what she does from day to day with her children. And she would put videos up on YouTube, and now she is monetized, so she gets paid through YouTube. And a lot of stay at home mothers really that do YouTube really love the fact that they can stay at home and they can be hands on with their children and also bring in an income, especially the single mothers. It's very convenient, because let's be real, who does not want to be home to raise their own children? What loving mother does not want to be home to raise their own children? Loving mothers want to be home to raise their own children. And so YouTube and TikTok, you know, have and Instagram and Facebook have given the opportunity to single mothers to be able to, you know, upload content to their YouTube, TikTok, Facebook pages, and generate an income to pay their rent, mortgage, car note, bills, buy food for their children, keep clothes on their backs and shoes on their feet, which is a beautiful thing. And so Nika feels the same way. Now Nika tells us about her background as, when she was growing up. She tells us about her background and how her mother did not want her, how her mother tried to kill her and burn her up in the house. She took her sibling and her brother out of the trailer house and left Nika in there and set it on fire, to burn her, to kill her. And so the grandmother found out, the mother's mother, so she took her and she raised her, and kept her safe. So although the grandmother took her and raised her, she's very grateful for that. She loves her grandmother, you know, but she still has that hurt in her heart, not understanding why her mother doesn't want anything to do with her, doesn't want or couldn't love her like she loved the other two children. She didn't know, she did not understand, and she still does not understand why the mother doesn't want to have anything to do with her and does not want her as a part of her life. So that's one of the things that she is struggling with. And I know, you constantly hear her say that because I have heard her say that many times in her videos. She has mentioned this incident and she's basically using it as a crutch. Okay. And not only that incident, but she also talks about her childhood living with her grandmother and how her grandmother was really strict and she couldn't live her teenage life that her grandmother kept her close to her and she just could not live her teenage life, so she missed out on a lot. But when she became of age and became an adult and was able to leave the grandmom, she left and went out to live her own life, and she started having children at a young age. And yeah, when she was 17, she got pregnant. So she was a teenage mom, actually. And a lot of times, guys, a lot of us become young parents because we're irresponsible and we think we're in love and we just want somebody to love. Okay. And I say we because this is a lot of us. This is a lot of us melanated women. This is a lot of us, what us teenagers go through. A lot of us have daddy issues. You know, um, Nika has mommy issues. Yes, Nika wants the love from her mother, and she is really not understanding why her mother cannot love her, would have her. What reason did she have her? Why would she have her and not want to love her? She just does not understand that, and she cannot wrap her head around it. And because she cannot, she is really, really hurt about this. Okay. So people are wondering, why is she still having baby after baby after baby after baby? Well, I have my own conclusion of why she's having baby after baby after baby. And she wants more children, okay? She does says she want more children. And like I said, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to explain what I grasp as a Generation X mother. I'm just here to explain my opinion and what I think is going on personally. This is my own personal opinion. So she is feeling like as a mother, she is going to not abandon her children like her mother abandoned her. And so when people say, why are you having all these children? It's not registering to her that when you have all these children, you also have to financially care for them. You also have to physically care for them. None of this is really registering to her. The only thing she knows is the only thing that her mind is focused on is I'm going to have as many kids as I want, and I'm going to be there for them, and I am going to love them. Because if you notice in her videos, she's always telling her children that she loves them. If you go back and watch her videos, she's always telling her children that she loves them. So I feel like she feels like, because let come on, let's keep it real as mothers. There is things that our mothers have done that we may not have agreed with in our upbringing, and we felt like when we have our children we were going to do this different, or we were going to do that different, you know. So I know for me personally it was a few things that I felt like I was going to do different as a mother, and my mother actually recognized some of those things. And one of those things was when the girls were little, we could not get our ears pierced because we were in the church. And you know, when you're in the church and you're being raised holy in a holiness church, apostolic, Pentecostal, you know that those um I'm trying to find the correct word for it. Denominations do not they do not wear jewelry, makeup. They don't wear none of those things. So because that was what my mother was being taught in church while she was raising us, then we didn't have earrings, um, our ears pierced. We had a necklace because I remember her buying me a necklace. And we did have some jewelry and a watch. I do remember them buying me a watch and a chain. But you know, for as getting your ears pierced, and that was important to me because I think that girls should look like little girls. So getting your ears pierced is I think it's very feminine. To me, getting your ears pierced is feminine. So I said when I have my daughters, I'm going to make sure that I get their ears pierced. That was one of the things. And so my mother, she noticed that, and she let me know that she noticed that and complimented me, you know. And I told her thank you, you know, but she has no reason to feel bad. She only did what she knew to do. Okay. Because let's also keep it real. We have to actually know the background of the parents of these mommies. We have to know the background of these mommies that's doing these YouTubes. Now, some of them, you know, because Nika has not had a mother figure, she has not had the example of of how a mother really takes care of her children. She has not had that example. Although, like she said, her grandmother raised her and she did a good job, but it's still was not her mother. So she didn't actually have that mother there to show her how to be a mother, you know. And I know you're probably going to say, Oh, that's just an excuse. But no, it's really not an excuse. It's really the reality. This is reality. This is life. This is reality. Because see, children only do what they see you do. Now she does some of the things that she see her grandma did when she was raising her. She does talk about those things when it comes to her grandma. Now, it's not like she's Xing out the fact that her grandma raised her and showed her things, but it still was not her mother who raised her and showed her how to be a mother. So, therefore, because she didn't have the example of what a real mother is supposed to be, she doesn't know how to be a mother. She loves her children, but that is the extent of what she knows about being a mother as far as her children are concerned, because all she knows is she wants to be there for her children as long as they are present with her, and as long as, because you realize now she's been doing videos that she said she can't live without her children. She would have no life without her children. She wouldn't even be here without her children, because honestly, guys, her children are her life. Her children are what's helping her live, what's helping her get through each and every day, having her children there and knowing that she's being present, unlike her mother did when she was younger. And so this is a big thing for her. This is really a big thing for her, guys, for her being there and being present. So now that her children are not in her care, she's going crazy. And she is like, I need my children here. I'm bored. I have nothing to do. I need my children here. I need my children here. I need my children here. And this is just her, you know, and this is how she feels. So this is how I understand that although she's struggling with these 9 children, because one of the children was not in the home already, but because she's struggling with these 9 children, she doesn't understand that as a mother, this is, you have to keep your children fed. You have to keep decent clothes on their backs and shoes on their feet. You have to bathe them. You have to comb their hair. You, as a mother, you have to do these things for your children. You have to get a place big enough to fit all of your children. She does not have the means that she needs to raise 9 children in her household, and she does not understand that, because she feels like, because she's present, because they do eat, and because she is keeping a roof over their head, although it be uncomfortable, and not enough space, she doesn't understand why, they took the children out of the home. But we can look in and see many reasons why they would take the children out of her home. But she doesn't see what we see, because she can't see past, all I need to do is be present with my children and love my children like my mother was not present with me, and like she just did not love me. This is all I need, and she doesn't understand that when she, a lot of, and then some of these mothers, I really blame the world. And why do I blame the world? I'm going to tell you why I blame the world. Because you all continue to support financially. You all continue to support. So because you all continue to support, they're only going to run back to you, the internet, and the supporters that they have, and tell them what they need so that you all can support it. Because some of these mothers really think that it's the world's job to take care of their children. They really think that. Some of these mommies really think, some of these mommy vloggers think that it's really their supporters' job to take care of their children. But again, I blame the supporters. So I'm with it. If y'all like it, I love it. But this is why Nika cannot see past what she wants to see. It's like having a man and really not being able to see because you're in love, your blinders on, so you can't see past what you want to see. And that's with all of us. We have our blinders on and we can't see. And some of us can see, but we don't care because we're so in love. We still just going to see what we want to see. And that's it. Regardless of what it really is, we're only going to still see what we want to see. So this is why my heart really goes out to Nika because she really loves her children. She wholeheartedly really loves her children, and she is not having them for the internet, but she really, really loves her children. And I am a mother of a big family also, and I have 6 children that I raised. I raised 6 children, and I still have a young one who's 10 years old. So I definitely am still, you might all say, Generation X mom, you're too old. You don't know what you're talking about. Like I said, I have a 10-year-old. I'm still raising a young one. And, you know, I have days, especially being a woman going through menopause. I have days where I don't feel like doing this and I don't feel like doing that, but my baby, I don't care what I'm feeling. My baby is not lacking nothing and he has not missed a meal. Okay. So I understand. I really do understand, but she doesn't understand that she needs to do more where her children are concerned. She can't see past what she sees, and that's just that she's present and that she loves them. And I know that she's hurting and she's going through because she really loves them. And no, she can't see what everyone else can see. She doesn't understand, you know. And see, this is another thing. And I'm gonna make some of y'all angry, some of y'all mothers and some of y'all women. I'm gonna make you angry when I say this because I get tired of hearing women big up themselves because they can push a baby out there hoo. Okay. I really, who else have babies? Animals. They have babies too. But is anybody sitting around rewarding them because they can push a baby out of their hoo? You know, we have to stop the nonsense. We're all doing something it's an amazing thing to be able to push a baby from your body, but it's not up there on the I'm special. It's not up there on the I'm special pole. It's just not up there on the I'm special line. It's really not. I just want to say that. And I know a lot of people gonna get angry, like I said, but that is how I feel. And I am a mother of 6 children, and I love every one of my children. Have raised every one of my children. Um, Mostly by myself. Yes, I am a married woman, but again, mostly by myself. And I'm sorry, I was a married woman. My husband, God rest his soul, I am a widow now. And I said widow one day, and somebody corrected me and said widower. A widower is a man. A widow is a woman. Okay? A widow is a woman who's lost her husband. A widower is a man who has lost his wife. And yeah, so this is what was really important to me. I need for you guys to see that, you know, she doesn't see what you guys see when you're putting her down and calling her a bad mother and all of those things, even with my Jazzy life. She doesn't understand. I know you guys, even with my Jazzy life, I know you guys see my Jazzy's life mother. I know y'all see her mother present during her life. But do we actually know what kind of mother she was to her, to Jasmine, when she was when she was coming up? We don't actually know what kind of mother her mother was to her. But like I said before, children do what they see. Excuse me. You know, I know my children do. I know my children do, especially when it comes to their children. They do what they see. Their rules are my rules. When they were coming up, my rules were their rules, because my rules were not strict rules, but my rules were rules that were, you know, reasonable. My rules were reasonable. And so, because my rules and stuff were reasonable, they can use them with their own children because they were reasonable. Now, if, like my mom, for instance, her rules, and she really didn't have rules, but um, the things that she did, like, for instance, going to parties, I couldn't go to parties, but my kids, I allowed them to go to teenage parties because I wanted my children to be children, you know? And things were different back then when my other children were coming up, you know. So I allowed my children to be children. But yeah, so we have to lighten up on these mommies, and when we are talking about them and the things that they do or say, or just how they react, and the things that they do with their children. And I know you probably say, well, they're old enough to know different, but they're not, because you have to realize your world is your world. People do things differently all around the world. So depending on where you live at, you know, and what you're doing, you have adapted to your way of living in your area where you live. And in their area, they have adapted to the way that they live and the things that they do in their area. So we all have to really be mindful when we are reacting to these ladies and the things that they say, and the supporters in the comment section. You guys have to stop talking about these kids. I was in somebody's live today. Oh, Jesus. And somebody called somebody's baby little pie head. I said, well, Lord, they done called the baby little pie head. Why? What the baby do to you? What the baby did to you? They done called the baby pie head. Let's try to be mature supporters, and leave these children out of that mess. Just continue to talk about the parents, but leave the children be, please. Your girl ain't getting all her water in today, so I gotta get me some more water in. I've been up and out this morning, and baby boy has been to the dentist, and he has a lot of his baby teeth, and they won't come out on their own. So they're going to go in and they're going to remove 4 of the baby teeth, not all of them, but just 4. And but she said he's good. He has no cavities, you know, and everything like that. So, but I just wanted to come on, and I wanted to explain NIKA'S life so that maybe you guys can get a better understanding of what she's going through. And for you guys who are out there wishing bad things on her, God is looking at us. God is watching you. God is watching me. God is watching us. And what we do, let's try to be more mindful of our words, and let's try to please spread love and not hate, guys. Please just spread the love. We all need the love. Let's love on one another. Let's start a new trend. Let's start loving on one another. Okay? Really. Let's start spreading the love. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Until next time, I love you all, and I thank you for coming and watching and listening and running this on the playback. Thank you so much. Until next time, guys.